What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Two Pencils podcast here on this Thursday morning. Jackson, you are up in Louisville in a different location. What's going on up there?
I'm at the Kentucky Athletic Administrators Association conference
How long? How long does that last?
till Friday. So I am here till Friday.
What do you do at those?
Just like it's kind of like a coach's clinic, but for ADs. I've gotten a ton of free stuff. I've gotten two or three gift baggies. I've got a computer bag that I really like for free, a couple mugs, some cool stuff.
I mean, do you just listen to people talk all day?
Yeah, and they try to give you different ways to run athletic programs or any of that.
Well, speaking of running an athletic program, that kind of leads us into our first topic, and that is the University of Kentucky athletics right now. Because from a basketball standpoint, if you've been
Which
following
is
it,
all that matters, no matter what people say.
if you've been following along with this transfer portal, Kentucky basketball has been a disaster. Let's just put it as bluntly as I know how. It's been bad.
Yeah, I literally have heard zero positive things. I've heard no positives.
So, I
Uh,
mean,
Gotten a couple players, I guess.
most of our listeners know what we're talking about. I mean, they're just not able to land a top dog. I mean, at the University of Kentucky, that's crazy. I mean, Rob Wright, who I personally really wanted, because Mark Pope hasn't had that elite point guard yet, and I think he is that. He comes, he visits, and you don't finish the job. He goes back to BYU. You've had I went blank here on the name from Syracuse, just completely went blank. You had him. All of the people I follow online said you had him pretty much. You were at the 1 yard line, first and goal, and you couldn't finish. So, I mean, right now you have like 8 or 9 guys on your roster. You've got Zoom Diallo, who is your point guard, who I think that's a good get. Is he
Is
any
that Hamidou Diallo's brother?
do what?
Is that Hamidou Diallo's
I
brother?
believe so, yeah. And then you've got Wilkins, he was a good get. He's probably my personal favorite that we've got now. The portal. He averaged 17 last year. I think he'll be really good. And then you've got Marino. And then on the bench, you're probably going to have Cam Williams, the Hawthorne twins, Mason Williams, Trent Noah, and Reese Potter. That is simply not a very good roster, but that's what we've got so far. Why do you think it is? Why is Kentucky struggling so bad at landing top recruits? Tyron Stokes is the verdict's still out on him. I don't think we have any chance personally. But again, back to my original question. Why do you think Kentucky is struggling so bad to land any huge names?
I mean, if you look at Twitter, it's because they think Mark Pope's a weirdo. But I mean, it it's so odd because he got guys before. I mean, this is essentially his third time building a roster because he built the one from scratch. He built last year from basically scratch, and he's had good players. Um, I don't know. I just don't think, at this point, players are looking at two things. How big is my bag? How much of a check am I going to get? And can you get me to the NBA?
What do you?
I mean,
What are your
Kentucky's
thoughts?
Kentucky's got the bag to match anyone, but do they have the guy? Do they feel like Mark Pope can get you to the NBA?
Well, you're talking about as far as recruiting battles. as far as these battles that go on with, blue bloods fighting, recruiting the same player, Mark Pope has only won one true recruiting battle, and that was before his first year with Kobe Bryant. He beat out Duke, Kansas, Carolina, and UConn. Other than that, he's not won any recruiting battles. Um, so do you? And I see a lot of this online, and I think some people believe this, some people don't. Do you think the Kentucky fan base, because we all know Kentucky basketball fans are brutal and, obnoxious. Let's just call it what it is. Do you think they run some of the recruits off?
No, I think so.
You don't?
Every fan base has a cult of people that are miserable.
I think Kentucky does have more. I really do.
I don't think they run. I don't think that. I don't think it's the fan base. No,
But do you think that's part of it? I know it's not all the fan base, obviously. But do you think that?
I don't. I don't. I can't imagine. I can't imagine a high level basketball player who thinks they want to go to the NBA letting some guys on Twitter affect their decision.
And I get that. I was talking with someone today, and you know,
If it is, I'm concerned for the youth of America.
I get that as well. I was talking with someone today, and they think the worst thing that ever happened with Mark Pope, and I kind of agree with it. The worst thing that ever happened for Mark Pope was that $22 million number being released, because now it seems like we're getting all these recruits to come take a visit. Like, that's no problem. But it's almost like now they know, hey, Kentucky, they're big spenders. Let's go see what they're going to offer and let that be our starting point. And then they're just going to these other schools and saying, hey, here's the number to beat. Those schools are going to beat it, and then Kentucky seems to be out.
I don't see how having a $22 million roster in basketball is a bad thing.
But that number getting out, though, is what I'm saying. I don't think,
I would think that that would be a great thing that got leaked out.
but what I'm saying is now these players know Kentucky's willing to spend. Let's go get our starting number there, and our starting number is probably going to be really high. Now these other schools, they have to beat that, and now these other schools are willing to beat it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think the other schools can beat Kentucky's
They
good offers.
they're doing
Nobody else has that much of a budget.
they're doing
I
something.
don't think. I don't think. I think it's the coach.
So you honestly think it's all Mark Pope?
Yeah.
So I think there's bigger issues at the top.
How could it not be?
I don't want to put all of the blame on him. There has
You
to,
ever heard him talk?
yeah. I mean, he's a I don't know. And the name I was referring,
I don't know the guy also, so I don't want to like slander the guy, but there's no way today's kids hear, "Ooh, Kentucky's got $22 million to spend. I'm going to go ask for three." Kentucky's like, "Cool, three. Here you go." There's no way that a kid's going to say no
but what I'm
unless they feel like weirded out by the coaching staff.
but what I'm saying is they get that three as their base number, and then they go to these other schools they're interested in and say, hey, you got to beat three. And then I think those schools are saying, yeah, we're going to beat three easy. That's
Yeah, but Kentucky can come back and then counter that. Like they're not just like
they
any
haven't.
smart kid's going to come back to Kentucky and be like, "Okay,
Well, then why aren't they?
I I think it all starts there at the top. I think the whole athletic department outside of the football program's a mess right now.
You think the football pro?
Football's the bright spot right now.
You think football's in
Will
good
Stein
hands?
said today they have five offensive linemen on the that are going to the NFL on the
I
team.
saw
So
that. And the Syracuse name earlier is Donnie Freeman is the name that I completely went blank on. Did you see what he said?
mm-mm.
And again, I know I've been got before, but um, his final two was between St. John's and Kentucky, and he said he wants to play for a coach that is going to coach him hard and help him get better every day.
What have I just said?
That's just one example.
I would say it's every single one of them.
I just feel like
What
there's
has Kentucky done? What has the coaching staff at Kentucky done to make you think, realistically, to make you think that they can get you to the NBA and can coach you really hard? What have they done?
I get it.
They had an NBA talent in Oweh who was okay. You have these, I mean, they're just, you can just tell Kentucky's a soft coach team.
Did you see? I didn't watch the full interview, but did you see any TikTok clips of Derek Anderson joining KSR?
Mm-mm.
Of course, Derek Anderson was a member of the 1996 national championship team, along with Mark Pope, and they were asking him about the 1996 team. They still have this group text, and Pope is still in it, and they just come out and ask him like, what would you say to Mark Pope? And he was basically come out and said, the last 2 years were soft, and we have zero basketball IQ. You have to practice like you're going to play. He said the practices are clearly soft, and the guys have zero IQ. He said, why do you think a lot of times during the game you look over and Rick Pitino's just standing there with his arms crossed, and he's giving off the vibe that he's not really coaching? And he said
Rick Pitino?
because he didn't really have to, because his practices are so hard that it's going to translate to the games. It's a roundabout way is what he was saying. Basically, he was slandering Kentucky's practices for being very soft. That was the moral of it, and that they have zero IQ. It was definitely negative statements towards Poe, no doubt.
Hmm.
And I don't know, but what
I get it. I mean, it is what it is. It's a production world.
I'm just
Produce or get fired.
at the rate we're going, 22-14 last year, 9 seed in the SEC tournament, and a second round NCAA tournament exit. As of right now, I don't see how we are I'll say anywhere even close to as good as we were last year.
Here's the real question that Kentucky fans have to answer because it's okay over here in Gatorland. Todd's back, Thomas Howell's back, Boogie's back, Aberdeen could be coming back. All these guys are back. Florida's probably going to be preseason #1, so I can't really relate. But what you have to ask yourself is, are you happier now, or would you be better with Cal?
The downward spiral started with Cal, though. My biggest issue starts from the top because
That's my question. Was it actually Cal?
no, it's from the top. Because listen, regardless of how you feel about Pope, nobody's seen it being this bad. Let's just be honest. Whether you liked the hire or you hated the hire, nobody's seen Kentucky basketball being in the position that we are right now. Because I feel like this might be as close to rock bottom as it can get. But my biggest complaint was how and why was Mark Pope the guy to begin with? He had never won an NCAA tournament game before he was hired. He never really did anything special at BYU. I just don't. That's like, how? How was he the guy that Mitch Barnhart said, he's our guy, that's who we need to get Kentucky basketball back to the top? To me,
Here's what
that's
I
my
heard,
biggest
actually.
complaint.
As I was driving to Louisville today, KSR was on the radio, and I heard them say that Will Stein was going to be on. So I sat and listened for a minute because I like Will Stein. And Matt Jones said, and I'd never heard this before, but he said, guys, I know for a fact. Basically, he said, I know for a fact that if it was not Mark Pope, that it was going to be Shaka Smart. That was the two options of people that wanted the job. They chose Mark Pope over Shaka Smart. Are you in a better position with Shaka Smart as the coach?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm 99% certain Shaka Smart's coached a team to the Final Four.
He has.
Okay. Oh, okay, there you go. At VCU, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
So
I don't even know where he's at now, to be
the
honest.
bottom line is this, and I've said this on here before. If Mark Pope had played college basketball at South Florida or Wisconsin or literally anywhere else, he would not be coaching at Kentucky.
I think that's 100% fact.
I mean, he was a 1996 national champion at the University of Kentucky. That is the only reason he got the job. And
Yeah.
me, along with all these recruits out there, don't care about 1996. It was 30 years ago. We don't care. It's cool. That's
That
awesome.
is the thing people have to get over. Like nobody, and you can be heard about it all you want to. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares that it's Kentucky
No, they
anymore.
don't.
And that's not a slander to Kentucky. They don't care that it's Duke. They don't care that it's Carolina. They don't care that it's Kansas. They don't care that it's UCLA. And they for sure don't care that it's Kentucky. All they care about is what are you going to do for me?
Right.
It does. Those kids do not care anymore. It doesn't matter. I mean, NIL has changed everything. Nobody goes, and you can be upset about it all you want to. Well, they should be playing for the name on the front of the jersey and not the name on the back. You're right, but they don't. So you got to play the game or you're going to get beat. That's the reason why Florida has been good. That's the reason why Duke has been good. Those type of schools are out in front of this. They worry about NIL and they worry about branding and they worry about name, image, and likeness. They don't give a crap about the Big Blue, the BBN. It doesn't matter. These kids literally do not care.
And
And I don't blame them.
no, I mean, Tyron Stokes, for example, the number one recruit in the country. I don't blame him a bit for him doing what he's doing. I would put it off as long as possible and try to make as much money as possible. Because, what if he comes to college, plays one game, and has a career ending injury? That's a possibility. I mean, kids have to do what's best for them. And I hate the era that we're in. I hate the fact that kids don't care about Kentucky, who is the greatest tradition in college basketball. I hate that don't matter. But you either adapt or you die. And right now we're dying. Because we're trying to
Yep.
sell kids on, well, we've got 8 national championships
And
and
it's
all
it's
this.
that way at every level. It's that way at the high school level. It's that way at the pro level. It don't matter. It's adapt or get left behind. And if you get left behind, you can't start crying about when you start losing.
I agree. It sucks. I hate it. But, I mean, that's the world we live in. So, like I said, you either adapt or die. And right now, Kentucky's dying a slow, painful death. But anyway, hopefully there's still some guys in the portal. Hopefully Pope can land a couple of them. Hopefully at this point we can just fill out a full roster. But anyway, let's move on. I've got a new little segment here. It's what is worse in your opinion? Okay? We might be able to debate a few of these. We may agree on some of them. What's worse? A slow driver in front of you or someone riding your bumper?
Slow driver.
I agree 1,000,000%. And
It's not
and to
close.
be specific,
Slow drivers are just as dangerous as fast drivers. You'll never convince me otherwise.
why do you say that?
Because people have places to be, and if you're not going fast enough, they'll try to go around you, and that will cause a wreck.
But isn't the fast driver technically causing the wreck?
If someone's going 45 miles an hour and they're going 55 to 60 to pass you, they're going the speed limit. So they're not a fast driver.
And specifically for me, as a slow driver in the left lane, I don't.
That doesn't bother me.
Oh my
I
god!
just go around them.
I If you are going to drive the speed limit,
It's the one lane when they're going slow that kills me.
if you are going to drive slow, the speed limit, whatever, slow on the parkways and interstate, get your butt to the right lane so us going 75 plus can get around you. The left lane is designed for passing. Get over. I agree with you though. Slow drivers are much worse. Which is worse? a long wait at a restaurant, or you get in quick but have terrible service?
Oh, long wait. I'd rather at least be at the table
I
because
don't
you could at
know.
least go. You could at least go fuss to someone and then it'll get took care of. But if you're out there, you have no hope.
I don't know, dude. There's a
Did you say bad service or slow service?
terrible service.
Well, you could at least like potentially get your money back, but at least you're at the table. Get me on the dance floor.
I don't know, dude. Bad service, and it's not. I've not experienced it very often at all. Uh, but bad service is like when I'm sitting there with a drink that's been finished for 5 to 10 minutes. Just come on.
Yeah, but you could at least get up, go to the bar, and say, "Hey, fill this up. My waiter sucks. My waitress sucks." If you're outside, you can't do that. You just got to sit there and wait.
So here's something funny. And I don't know this guy personally, but my buddy Trey Eisenberg tells this story. One of his teammates in college, and I won't remember his name, but one of Trey's teammates in college, when they would go out to eat, and Trey, if you're listening and I get this wrong, please correct me, but I want to say he would start with like $10. He would put it on the table. It's like he's starting bottom line, he's tipping $10. He has it on the table, but for every like 1 minute that his drink was sitting there empty and not refilled, he would pull $1 back. I always thought that was hilarious.
Dang, that's tough.
Yeah. And I'm sure I got some of that wrong, but that's along those lines, something like that. He would, every 30 seconds or 1 minute that his drink hadn't been refilled, he's pulling $1 back. Oh, that's funny. What's worse, cold fries or a warm soda at a restaurant?
Cold fries.
I agree. I don't think that's particularly close either. Because I mean, you can fix a warm soda. You can fix it. Can't really fix the
Yeah,
warm fries when you're out at a restaurant.
cold fries.
An overcooked steak or undercooked chicken, which is worse?
I mean, an overcooked steak. An overcooked steak can't make you sick.
So,
Undercooked chicken could give you salmonella.
so then you think the undercooked chicken is worse then?
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah,
Overcooked steak is worse for me.
you literally can get sick from undercooked chicken.
I never have.
You probably never ate undercooked chicken.
Yeah, when I cook here at the house, it's undercooked. Sometimes I'll just be honest. I mean,
Is it white?
huh?
Is it white on the inside?
Yeah, but
Then it's not undercooked.
I have. It's been a little pinkish
That's the
sometimes
stupidest
before.
thing I've ever
It's
heard.
been pinkish sometimes before. I can't eat an
Okay,
overcooked steak. I can't do it.
that's absurd.
Overcooked.
You said what is worse, the thing that can make you sick or the thing that can't?
I'm just, I hate an overcooked steak. I can't eat it.
I hate salmonella.
Have you ever had it?
No, and I still hate it.
I haven't either. Knock on wood. Hopefully, never will. But anyway, last one. Which is worse? A close, heartbreaking loss or getting blown out?
Getting blown out. Getting blown out's
My,
embarrassing. At least you can say you left it all on the field in a
I
close
was meaning
loss.
more so for not the teams that you coach, more like your favorite teams, like Florida.
I mean, okay, if Florida's playing Georgia, I would much rather it be a heartbreaking loss than get beat by 40. At least you know you're there. You
As
had a chance to win. If the ball bounced a different way, you win the game. But if you get beat by 30 points, they're just that much better. That's embarrassing.
as someone who has endured the most embarrassing and heartbreaking loss of all time, I don't ever want to do that again. I think I would rather you beat me by 40. My favorite team, that is. Now, as a coach, I would rather lose the close heartbreaker. But you've never watched your favorite team lose a game like I have.
I watched my favorite team's entire program go in the toilet because a guy threw a cleat.
It's not the same.
2 coaches were fired as a result.
It's not the same.
I know it's not the same, but I get heartbreaking defeat.
I would.
I don't think Atlanta's defeat was heartbreaking. That was just the most unbelievable choke job in history.
That's heartbreaking.
Reggie Miller.
That's heartbreaking. What do you mean?
I mean, I know what you mean, but I'm just saying, like,
I watched us pick
the biggest
six.
choke in
I
history.
watched us pick six Tom Brady to go up 21-3 at the half. I watched us come out of the third quarter and just drive it down their throats, 28-3. And then, here's when, revisiting that. We're up 28-3 with 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Okay? And the reason I have that etched in my brain forever is because my 3 best friends, Carlton, Dalton, and Trey, thought it would be funny for my birthday that year to get me a shirt with the scoreboard on it. Not funny, guys. But anyway, I still, at that point in the back of my mind, watching that game, I was like, Tom Brady's on the other side. This one's not over yet. But then the Patriots went down and scored, made it 28-9. And their legendary Adam Vinatieri field goal kicker, arguably the greatest of all time, misses the extra point. That's when I was like, it's just our night, baby. This game's over. This game is over. We've won the Super Bowl.
About that,
We've won the Super Bowl. And then it was just like I don't even know what happened. Like, that was awful. I don't want to ever. Yeah, beat me by 60. Don't even beat me by 40. Beat me by 60 before I have to endure that again. I cried that night.
I'm sure you did.
I did. I teared up. Anyway, let's move on. Here's another interesting one. No more of the what's worse questions, but I sent you this earlier. We're going to draft this Mount Rushmore of weekend activities. You're going to build it's whatever you want. Just, you've got a free weekend. You can do whatever you want. What would be on your Mount Rushmore? But we're going to draft it. I'll let you have the first pick.
Okay, my first pick is simple: college football.
Okay. I'm going to go with. You're probably going to make fun of me for this, but the older I've gotten, the less interested in college game day I've gotten, especially since Corso went off. So I used to be up 7:50 in front of the TV by 8 o'clock every day watching all of college game day. But now, for my first pick, I'm just going to go with sleeping in.
That is the lamest thing I've ever heard. I'm going to go with quality food, game day food.
Say I was going to go with grilling. So can I not pick that now?
Yeah, I want my food delivered to me and me not cook it.
Oh, so then I'm going to go with grilling. Grilling.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the boys over.
Yeah, you're smoking me at this, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with back porch sitting.
Okay.
Nothing better.
And
Nothing better. And you've got a good back porch for it. Y'all need to get a TV out there on your back porch because
I agree.
That is so relaxing.
And I'm going to finish it off with the Florida Gators winning in a primetime night game with my boys over, with great food, college football. That's the perfect Saturday.
The thing is, these have to be realistic.
That is realistic. Psycho Summerall will have us there.
My last pick, I'm going to go with right off the back porch, having a little fire going. To me, that's the perfect day. Obviously, I want college football in there. That's what I would be on the back porch watching. I guess technically, I can't say that because you took it. But
you're just there with food and a fire and outside doing nothing.
Just staring at a...
Meanwhile, me and the boys are over having a great day watching Florida win a primetime game.
There truly is nothing better than waking up, because I'm usually up late on Friday nights because usually we have a football game of our own. So I sleep in till 9 or 10 o'clock, wake up, catch the last hour of college game day, and then just hopefully nice weather. I'm out back on my back porch watching college football all day. Truly is nothing better than that. And grilling, of course.
Okay, so I have a blind ranking for you, and this one is unique, I think.
All right, let's hear it.
I've got 10 of them. It is literally a random list of sports related things.
Okay. Okay.
All right, blind ranking.
Very,
That's all I'm going to give.
This is a very broad topic.
Extremely broad. Yeah.
Okay,
All
let's.
right, you ready?
I guess.
Nike. Just Nike.
Just Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Just Nike. I mean, you could literally go anywhere with this. Like you could
These
literally,
are all over.
you could literally just say football.
I could.
And let me ask you this: do you already have your 10, or are you gonna like pick and choose and try to screw me?
I have my 10.
All right, Nike. I'm gonna go. He's gonna say just football at some point. I'm gonna go at 4 with Nike.
All right, you ready?
I suppose.
Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Where'd you put Nike at?
Nike, I put at 4, which is probably going to be way too high. Super Bowl, I got to go. I'm going to go 2. I mean, I have a bunch of people over to the house every year to watch the Super Bowl, so yeah, this is going to be bad.
All right.
Sure.
LeBron James.
Yeah, I've lost interest in him the older I've gotten. I do still think he's the second greatest basketball player of all time. Greatest of my lifetime, but I'm going to go at 8.
Okay. LeBron at 8 is wild. All right, you ready?
This could be anything, though.
It literally could be. The New York Yankees.
Like, are we doing these based off my preference for them, or?
This is sports things.
I mean, it depends on, like, from my perspective.
New York Yankees. Who else's perspective would it be?
But am I supposed to be ranking them on their greatness or just how I view them?
10 sports related things. How you view them.
I mean, I respect the Yankees. They're the greatest baseball team of all time. I said LeBron's the.
Are they the greatest sports franchise of all time?
I would say them and the Patriots and Lakers, Celtics. Maybe.
I would think the Yankees are
probably
light years above the Patriots.
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, they've won 27 World Series. I'm gonna go 5, right behind Nike.
Okay. UFC.
I mean, 9. Not a UFC guy.
Okay.
So we're halfway through. I have my 1, 3, 6, 7, and 10 spots open.
All right. Duke Blue Devils men's basketball.
I mean, I respect it now that Coach K's gone. Man. 10. I mean, I have to.
Okay.
I like LeBron a
right,
lot
you
better
ready?
than Duke.
All right, you ready?
Sure.
Adidas.
Man, my favorite shoes to wear. I'm going to go 6 with Adidas. And I'm going to leave my 1, 3, and 7 spots open.
The Olympic Games.
That should be 10. Zero interest in the Olympics.
Okay.
Gotta go 7. That's the lowest spot I got.
So what do you have left?
1 and 3, and I can tell you've beat me by your stupid laugh.
Just All right, you ready?
Yeah,
Alabama Crimson Tide football.
they're not going number one, so I guess they got to go three. Man, I've pulled a U. I've saved number one for last. What stupid thing is it going to be?
New Orleans Saints football.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's so
Yes.
stupid.
I had the Dallas Cowboys generated by ChatGPT, but I changed them to New Orleans.
So you did change it.
I changed it before I started the list.
So again, Jackson gives me a blind ranking of literally. He says it's just sports things. Could have went anywhere with it, and my list ended up being number one, the Saints, the Falcons' biggest rival, of course. Two is the Super Bowl. Three, Alabama football. Four was Nike. Five, the New York Yankees. Six, Adidas. Seven, the Olympics. Eight, LeBron James. Nine, UFC. And 10 was the Duke Blue Devils men's basketball program. If I could make the perfect list, I mean, the Super Bowl would go up to one. Nike would probably go up to two. Three would probably be Adidas. Four would be the Yankees. Five would be LeBron. The Saints would be 10. Duke would be 9.
You hate the Saints more than Duke?
Yeah.
Do you want to hate on the Saints for a few minutes?
Not
Because
really.
I like the Saints.
Not really.
Cool
Not
colors.
closer to football season. I definitely will.
They're in my list of 12 teams.
Well, if you do that, I'll know it's simply to piss me off. So that won't surprise me at all. It does bother me.
I mean, you should. I should do that because of who your favorite team is.
Go for it. You'll be disappointed.
I have actual reasons to hate Georgia, and they're all valid. That is a trash school. They can't drive. Their coach clearly doesn't care about if they're good people or not. I respect that.
Crazy thing to say.
Man wants to win ball games. He gets paid to win ball games, not to make people, choir boys.
Well, he's certainly doing that.
You can tell Kirby Smart was never a driver's ed teacher at his local high school.
I'll bet you Kirby will be at the concert this weekend.
Cool. He should be getting his boys ready for Florida because we're coming for them this time.
Last chance. Do you want to go?
I would love to go, but I cannot commit.
I thought.
Oh, you're talking about the concert?
What do you think I was talking about?
The cocktail party.
Oh, yeah. I looked at tickets for that the other day. I'm probably not going to be going. Yeah, they're the cheapest is like $350 plus.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'll just watch it on my back porch. We can watch it together.
Watch it on my porch.
Get a TV out there, and I'll gladly come over there.
I'll have a TV. I'll have a TV by the summer.
I love it. That's where I watch the Reds most nights, out on the back porch. What about our Reds? They couldn't complete the sweep of the Rays, but they finished the road trip 5-1, 16-9.
I don't trust them.
You don't trust them?
You can't be last in every offensive category and expect the things to get better.
It's a fair point.
I'm sorry. I realize that their pitching is dang good, and good pitching beats good hitting. But, I mean, come on. Hit the ball.
I'm all in. I'm ready to be heartbroken. I'm all the way in.
You know what? Screw it.
And we're for sure going up to Cincinnati the weekend of May 22nd, 24th, right?
We'll be there the 23rd.
23rd and 24th, yeah. Reds versus Cardinals. We'll get to see those. We'll get to see those Red City Connects.
I know. No, we won't.
Yes, they wear
those on Friday.
They wear the black ones on Friday. They wear the red ones on Saturday.
Nice. Okay. My bad.
At home. Yeah.
My bad.
So they are sweet, dude.
I hate the Cardinals, but I respect their organization.
See, I agree. Now, who would be your most hated MLB team? Because mine, I've easy the Chicago Cubs.
Oh yeah, it's not close. When the Cubs were good, they were the most obnoxious, worst fan base on the face of the planet.
They're the
They have that your team was literally called the lovable losers. Don't act like you're good now.
they're obnoxious when they suck too. Their fans are.
Yeah, I hate the Cubs.
Do you have any desire to go to Wrigley?
Yeah,
No, not me.
okay. I would like to visit every MLB stadium, every SEC football stadium, as well as just any big time football stadium.
How many SEC football stadiums have you been to? And MLB ballparks?
Kentucky, Florida, Tennessee, Vanderbilt. Shoot, that may be it.
I've been to. Have you been to a game at all of them, or just been to the stadium?
Game.
I've been to a game at Kroger at Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Vandy. So I guess I've been to 5.
The Swamp and Neyland are both the loudest places on earth.
I'm just gonna tell
I
you.
would say Neyland. I would say Neyland has the capacity to get louder because it's bigger, but the Swamp is incredibly, incredibly loud.
You're gonna
And it
say
goes.
no just because you hate them. Sanford Stadium's freaking loud too.
It's not.
I went
That'd be like playing at Daryl Carter Stadium.
when they smoked Tennessee. I
Compared to
think
the Swamp.
20
No disrespect to Daryl Carter Stadium.
when they smoked Tennessee in Athens, like 22 or 23, somewhere in there. That's the game when I got. I've told you I got upgraded to like 8 yards off the 50-yard line. Remember that?
The thing with or the thing with Sanford is it's not a home field advantage because it's only because Georgia's good. Florida and Tennessee have had bad teams and good teams come in there and get beat. You never see Georgia when they're not good, a team go in there and like lose. It's not a great home field advantage. LSU, it's the Swamp. It's the Swamp, Death Valley, and Neyland. Those are the top 3. Even when those teams are bad, other teams go in there and lose. Those are true home field advantages. Georgia is just good. It doesn't matter. They don't win games there at home when they're not good. Florida, Tennessee, LSU, when they're not good, they win games at home. It's a fact.
Whatever you need to say to can make yourself feel better.
Well, I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Florida needs something
You
positive.
never hear Stanford Stadium get named as like, oh God, that place was hard to play.
Yes.
Never. Literally, no. It's always Neyland, Death Valley, the Swamp.
Oh man. Well,
Same as Alabama. Alabama, I mean, they're just good. Teams don't go in there now and like, oh gosh, it's going to be so loud. It's going to be like those 3 teams. Now, Florida, Tennessee, and LSU have had more bad teams than Georgia and Alabama here recently, so I have a bigger sample size. I'll give you that. But like, look at Ole Miss a couple years ago. Florida was absolutely cheeks and went in there, and Ole Miss got beat. Texas last year. Texas was really good. Went to the Swamp, got beat randomly. Florida was absolutely butt. Texas goes in there and gets beat. Ask your boy Kenny Baker how loud the Swamp is.
whatever you need to
I
make
do.
yourself feel better.
I'm just telling you.
Anyway, that's all we've got for this episode. Be sure and give us a like, follow on Spotify, TikTok, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need more subscribers on YouTube. We're getting a lot of viewers. Just y'all need to subscribe when you view. So be sure and do that. Also, check out the Basement Podcast, Lazy J Adventures. Follow them on follow them on all of their social medias as well. Jackson, if nothing else, you got anything?
I do not.
All right. Well, everybody have a great weekend, and we will be back with a new episode on Tuesday. Everybody have a good one. We'll see you next week.